come close, I think we can sit here, no problem.
I wanted to ask, I apologize, I came late, I didn't hear from which monastery you came from, the Lama. And another question, do you study Sanskrit language in monastery? And third one is, for example, if Tibetans came from different regions, though come, return, which Tibetan language is preferable inside the monastery, and do they have some universal Tibetan, not academic, how to say it, classical Tibetan, or which Tibetan language do they speak to understand each other?
可永远只叫气上人，那是前能公巴，刚才公巴来配上人，第一季去理去，前能难这个讲讲，哎呦，什么去？打普巴打的，俺们都给呢，这个拉萨给呢，这个康巴给呢，前能给的看这些呢，亚青公巴人的作为给的看的生的有的。
nga yin polla shirtan ga ta zang da amdo dang kan ba sam yo gre si di nang ga ngan kan ba de si ta ga da nga gun ba yin na da shirtan ga nga cham ta sha ta yo na sa kya re si re ta ya nga ga ta jam song yi bla ma ji gu dang ga shi de cham ta sa kya yin si ji yen ma yin si ji ber ji gil yin si ji yan ma re si shirtan ga nga ga ta che se ko si ma de na da lo shan ta ta we ga da re si de na tu ri thong yo to ya ching ge yin re si re ya nga ga ka yin na nga ga ding kan ba ga yin ge re si kan ba ga re ta ya nga ma ka sa ka na men ro chi song de ta kan ba ga re si ya wa sang ga yin de ge re am do ga yin de ge re nga ma shi ga da song lo ta na kan ba ga ta ma yang ge ya ka ma ri chi ri nga ka sa ka na me ong ro sa na ga la sa ga yin de ge re am do ga yin de ge re kan ba ga yin de ge re si shi ta ga ya chin na te yong na ga rin ja ma ja yo ge re si
he came from Yachin monastery, and in Tibet we said that Wuzang, Amdo, and Kamba, and actually he came from Kamba area. He speaks Kamba, but he doesn't speak pure Kamba accent because he went to many places to visit, also give teaching in whole Tibet. His accent is not a pure Kamba accent anymore, even in Yachin monastery, because Tibetan people from all whole of the Tibet come, so there are so many different accents in Yachin monastery.
Shirtan ga gari saunu tena ta warsan ga nena ya kan jama ja yore amdo nena kan jama ja yore kamba nena kan jama ja yore.
We roughly say the Kamba ge, the Amdo ge, the Ujang ge, but inside the Kamba, Amdo, Ujang, they have so many different accents. Yeah, some place one novice, I explain. One novice cannot understand the neighbor novice language. It's so difficult. So there are many different ways to speak. Yeah. What's more?
So for people from mainland China, like Han people, when they come to monasteries in Tibetan area, how do they overcome high altitude sickness? And my second question is, was Tibetan this language really created by Wenshu Fusa? I don't know the English for the
Okay. 그 계셔 디트브인디 자미다 콘조 워키 사차 용이나 디기 디기 사토기 내 콘조 간지스 소토기레 디지 사토기 내 간지 세토기레 디지 니체 나디 오바기 게리 디 장비양게 라 장비양的穷吧因爱因给去吃的哟
다 깨지기는 잠만 요래시 삼토 내옛나 다 심큰 건 얘기래시 연지가 점성이 지차회 적거리
나르콩 오늘 그게 제가 잠이 건조 사토기 내 간지
삼토는 티 삼토사도 심큰 건 내지 심큰 건 얘기 점선 쳐서 오늘이 뒤 대란마스가 어둑 진보도 요나 삼토는 나 말이지 데네치세 것도 그걸 체크다 다 정아 진보서 퍼송나에 디체에 다 삼토는 나게 나가 말이지 다 치리지디 대에 체크다 냠뇽 체크는 체크다 냠뇽 조도 들이 땀뇽 요인들이지 비입장나 예친은 뭐 야지 요인들이지 예친데 야도 요인들이 눈몸 상콩코 삼토가 나가서 그러지 다코 눈몸 상콩 조르고 그 감지는 조르고 지디가 대 감지는 조르고 지디 텐도 뭐 블로커는 존들이지 대 블로커는 조디 조르달람 토그를 안기를 나스통 요리지 나스통 저통 together 요리지 다코티 라틴게는 조디가 코 나요는 코 마초 동작 체송 대 제리스 제네리스 맞다 대코 롱커는 니디고 롱커 칼로아트 랍 자와서 어떻게 코 달라 통거야 지리 코 랍 자로 통거마크 제리스 대코 나요 말이지 만나디 감지 사고마사 통도 다라 통타지 대오 다코 나가 세그리지 심금이 이제 세무 잡서 그리 들이 디어드레스 the yachting and check around, Saga Cow, Shannon Mines, Langlin at them,
So, actually, all the disease, the sickness come from the mind. And he gave an example before there is a Chinese people come to Yachi monastery. He said, because too high, it's high altitude, then I am sick. So this Chinese person said, then they said, I have to go back to Ganzi County. But then between Yachi monastery and Ganzi County, there is a mountain we called Zodala. Zodala is almost around 5,000 meters above sea level. Dongchang 배 Zodala. It's 4,600 meters above the high level. Then the bus driver always tell him, he asked, is this Zodana? And the bus driver said, no, we still haven't reached Zodana. So even they went through the mountain, the very high mountain, still the driver told him, we haven't reached Zodana. Then finally, the bus driver told him, we reached the Ganzi County. Then the person think Ganzi County is so high level, then he become very sick because high altitude. So even from the real situation, you can see the sickness was created by the mind, not by the high altitude itself. So we say, everything created by the mind, but you see the issues, what's really happening in the life is also in this way.
Certain Gangachaga Dati Lam Tomanda Da Sa Kamto Blanco Jaberka Jija Nana Rita, so Chivata, same good code Nataka Jakaris.
Yes, when the altitude is too high, also when the wind is too strong, then we will feel uncomfortable. But the real problem is created by the mind.
The second question about the language part.
What?
Because I heard that Tibetan, this language was created by a bodhisattva called
So normally we say the Tibetan character was created by Tenmi Sambuddha. But if we really say, our Tibetan language created by Bodhisattva Manjusri, we cannot say in this way. Yeah. But if we pray to Bodhisattva Manjusri, then we will increase our wisdom, and we believe in this way. Yeah. But how to meditate or practice the Bodhisattva Manjusri, there are so many different ways to do it.
Might be a little weird question. I was wondering what Rinpoche thinks of the iPad. I'm not sure how long he's been using it, but I think the iPad says a lot about our society instead of books, we download everything we read on the iPad. Is that like something that could be like desired at the monastery, like more use of electronics, or what role does something like the iPad play? What do you think of the iPad?
Oh yeah. 前段这个尊者被 iPad 被第尊者被就当的有了吧？第尊者被就当的呢，腾上啊说一个呢里面的罗年呢长嘛这个尊者呢下的有了吧？第下子呢前段这个尊者的前段个看着是大的有了，尊者的看着是大的，去主呢几个人呢前段三个看着是大的有了，尊者的给过来。
그거는 딱딱이 세미기 진짜의 세미기 저자들이 저자가는 진짜의 리스칸다면 달리 희그마리 디는 또 소소고 꼴쭉 다소나 다 고자가 담지는 저자는 거죠. 된 저자는 저대 모여리 길거나 길대 모여리 된다이 도디디는 곱지 얘기였는데 저자인데 접설다 접설 너다리요 그지시나 얘가 세희그마리
So he said about the computer, about this iPad, I don't know how to make it, and also I don't know how to use it. But for me, because it's very convenient, I can put what I want inside, and I can take it easily. I just use it as a normal tool for me. Because it's convenient. I have no idea about too much idea. I don't have too much idea about the iPad, yeah.
I guess with that, would he want to share the convenience of the iPad to other people in the monastery, or does he only use this when he's traveling?
지난게 이게 전수로 지난 개를 집어 배주다는 양 공부하는 미션단 양보 배주단도 요래.
그러냐 시버 같은 거 여러 공부하는 하면 요래.
Yeah, this his private iPad he used for himself, and now many monks and nuns have the iPad, so that's not unusual stuff, and almost everybody has. Yeah.
Between monks and nuns. I know that the Institute of Geshe Karamba has a very long history, but nuns can achieve the degree like Geshama. It was established like several years ago only. And why is it like that? Why they didn't have that opportunity equally a long time ago? Why it's just started from this period, nowadays?
Yeah, I think you didn't really get the idea, because through the biography, everything, even now, Yachin, there are many nuns. When you study law, you can become a teacher. You can give exactly like he gives teaching one by one, and even in the history, there are so many women they achieved enlightenment. They give teaching equally to monks and nuns. I don't know where your question came out. When you had the power, when you gained the ability of Dharma, women and men, it's equally all the time, I think.
Yeah,
I didn't
I totally agree with you. In our last class, we just discussed, and some of the students raised the question, and we...
But don't you know now Yajingar have so many nuns, teachers?
That's not what she's asking.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't catch her question.
There's the Geshima degree.
Yeah.
And for many years, the nuns could not get this Geshe degree.
Yeah.
Because the vows were broken. Long ways back. And then the nuns were not able to go ahead and take this, because the lineage was broken. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch your question. Sorry. Ko kecha chia nga khoma so. Antonia kosa ani Antonia lenjata. Kongi di lama ina konzo geshe kompan todo geyo. Jome ina konzo dige pume ge geshe ma to kina. Kongi 포기 사체나 디게 게로마게 디게 게로마게 동바 디게 주바 체송레 게로마게 동바 给那个东巴有那样，这个给罗马给东巴切上了，给罗马给东巴切上了，这个给罗马的这个给罗的可能站站看这手都给罗马给东巴样没，安东尼亚这个人家上。Yeah, I explained what's going on and what my friend answer you. I explained to Rinpoche as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, who or what institutions are the largest patrons of Yachingar? Who is supporting Yachingar these days?
Who is supporting?
Supporting who? Where does the support come from?
Oh. 다다 야진가를 건조 차진 간제서 중요해. 수 야진가 로봇 손에 이게 좀마다 잡아 쳐와라.
소소소소고 다 쳐와 접고 그래. 소소소소고 야진가리는 다다 다 자와다 좀 소소소소고 청칸 저가서 요래시. 때 청칸 뒤에는 다 총정 자와선에 자와 좀모선에 좀모요래시. 때 소소고 다디 청칸 거네나 다ความจะชัดจริงสองคนนะแต่จริงๆแต่ว่าอย่างก็รู้ความยาวที่มีชิมปุจยมมาเลย
So in Yachin Monastery, actually we don't have a big support there. Donate we don't have. But Yachingar, the monks, the nuns, they set up around 10 shops there, and they do business and intend, and the volunteer monks and nuns will do the business in monastery, and we get the income from the business and support ourselves by ourselves. Yeah.
그거 다 철진다 실거나 나모연다 다 다박선이리야 고르모 trực dan 땡기미 용말 다다 있나다 다바리리야 고르모 파시르 닙자 삼자리 단라 미니 용말시 다다 있는 좀 철진 보지고 뭐
리자 순자 당원의 주주 돈주
어때 무팅하나 전혀 비유잖아 이래 다다 있나 다다 있나다
리자 순자
다다 삼집 집자는 다다 지리게 봐 고르모 동ጥ리야라 주자 땡자는요 그래시 다르다야 철진 단자즈 너체크 셔탄가 밤조드는 속요 그말이지 나모티나 다르다게 그러지
So before, maybe the monks announced every month they will get 60 yuan or 70 yuan to support their life, and now every month maybe 200 yuan, 300 yuan or 500 yuan. They roughly give money about half a year. 다와 주인의 지동 So about 4 months they get money about between 1,000 or 2,000 yuan. So actually now the condition now is much better than before. But since we become monks and nuns, we really don't look for the conditions, new conditions. We are coming here for study Dharma, so we ignore it to this condition way. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Yes, I would like to ask about the Rinpoche teaching, the long-term retreatants in the caves and on the mountain.
Yeah.
How does he go? How does he do that? What is being taught?
Oh, Chena. 이게 리추간이나 이게 창바하게 사자다 리추게 지난 조에는 취천성도 요리 다 건조 창바다 리추 지난 취천성은 지단 지난 취간제 가리성도 요리
다더
취치면서 성도 요리
더 세히가 말이 했던 거 당하고 추출셨나 생각이 추출샤지 뇨뇨인 그래시 자나 따르게 소소고 호브장이 따르게 매매인 그래시 달라 통몽다는 탐መን게요 그래시 다 통몽그 추출 사르냐면 그렇게 길간다 걔네 추출다 통몽거다 호브장거 덕고 리 덕나가 덕셈거 덕고다 ngashaka 호브장거 덕고 샤크레시 샤나 소소고 호브장이 이게 매워 얘기를 샤지는 뇨뇨 얘기래시 나가 샤지도 매워 얘기한테 호브장이 이게 뇨뇨 있는 나가 샤지도 돈통거 말이시
So he answered that I cannot say exactly answer your question because when I go to different meditation center, when I go to the mountain to give oral instruction to people, my habit is I don't speak too much. I will speak roughly about how to meditate, how to deal with your body, mind, and speech, and I will only speak a little bit. Actually, the disciples, the students, they have to do practice a lot. And if I speak a lot, they do a little bit of practice, I think what I'm talking is wasting, and I don't think it's meaningful. So normally my way is I give a little bit of teaching, and the students have to practice a lot.
Shirtang Shagata, Chu Canada Camshanata, Chu Shatser Maoyored, Ta Di Nani, So Road, Ta So Lingo of some got or Jun Tamjit, then Moons and Ye, Jun Tamjit, Jirju, Yagatokan, or Conris.
So for the teaching, what I'm talking is how to recognize your own fault inside and how to change your attitude. This how to deal with your mind. This is main subject I'm teaching. And Rinpoche said he normally give uncommon teaching. He doesn't give too much common teaching at all.
Shirtanga Tartion Munzangona, Tanger check a Dochak Goni Shakwan check a Tartion Munzangona, Tanger check a mess of the same that they are so dopa cheese on the Huamjur chatting of shared the Taso Tseshota, Huamjur Niger Giston, there is a Huamjur Jars on the Soso would see there, Tahara Chesekuroko, Soso would Tseshota, Huamjur Niger Giston, may you raise it. Dochagon. Shirdan Gargonian and Metamjala, no sim Damajaga, Shajatamjala, Soso, Tap Shalam Jodo, Mibrozodon, you raise. Then Chadogoni Shigata, no sim, no Bandamajaga, Shajamjon, you raise. Control them Chadogoni and Diogori, don't serve the Tian Docha shared that the Mecata can Soso or John de Muzon, Soso or Jirchi Topsona, that Soso la Pantochimbo in Georgia, Jean La no pat meaning Jean La and Pantochimbo in Georgia, the Yontan Joko Yonri, Tiriton to Soso, John the Chitsukutar, Jipchiko Yonri, Muzan Tapionri, Dang and Chushan, the Church Yonder Yak, John Tamjet, Upset, Soso was John Nakata Yakamak, Soso Munzan Yi. Gardachak Yonar Jirjuyi, Minar Jisurtikon, Jagamanjota, and I Jamjogoyondris.
So, why I'm teaching about how to recognize your our fault, and for example, if people have too much attachment about the society or about the outside living conditions, then you can see nowadays people, when they want to get in power, when they want to have big money or have good condition, sometimes when they cannot get it, they will suicide, and they will change it. They will make an exchange between the life and the living conditions. This means the people, they don't know how to see the importance between their life and outside. And when people have too much hatred, sometimes they will hate other people, they will kill other people or kill animals. Then they don't know how to deal with their mind. Then they hold the hatred inside. They will be harmful for others. And when the people, they cannot control the source of jealousy, then they will really make trouble for other people. So all the problems came from we cannot recognize what's going on in our mind. We cannot recognize our fault. Then we'll start all the suffering. And when I give teaching, all the time I will say, try to see is this your fault or not? If is this your fault? If you see something going on with you, wrong with you, try to recognize it and change your mind. If you don't have this kind of problem or fault, then keep it going on. So all the time I'm teaching is how to recognize our fault and change our mind.
Okay,
so anybody else have a question?
Oh yeah. A question a little bit more like technical. I'm a student who studies engineering. When I try to like solve like some math problems, like sometimes when I get stuck, my brain will heat up very high, and then I could not find the answer. But when I cool myself down, I don't think about the question, I think of something else. Sometimes I might arrive at a solution without even thinking too much. So my question would be because I think in Buddhism we talk a lot about mind, like mindfulness and wisdom. And I want to know what's the relationship between mind and your brain? How does your mind affect your brain? How will your brain affect your mind? And we would be very appreciated if you can use your examples to tell us about what you think about the relationship between mind and brain.
거기 가서 쌤다 레바다 콘조 제와 칸지스 요레 제나 호에 샤인다 레바다 쌤게 제와 칸지스인다 콘조 펀조 디게 그 슈자나 레칼레나 콘조 칸지스 제와 칸지스 토데 레바다 쌤
다다
Small question.
뭐 예예레시
So you asked a difficult question.
다 실탄가 먹을이 접차들 접전 tamam tsaqwamao saran tsaqwa yangresi li serjita tanda 접가요너레시 다 샘serjita 울롱다 샘니감 지르가 장직인들이시 리 serjita zakam 그 착가요너레시 다 zakам들라 다 착getыр 착들라 울롱울롱들라 샘getыр 그때는 다 리다 샘금 지르가 착가 창득요너레시 리다 샘냠 지르가 메면스가 갈라바다 샘냠 지르가 요면스 뜨연가 말이시 갈라바지나 리지나 데나 다 차차마다야 데나 다 울롱다 데네 샘다 데나 다 리보가 용 속월 미보 탐체템 지르와 체그리시 디나 다나 다 샘금 지르와 미차즈가 다 샘모다 짜니까야 지르와 요금 말이시 저 먼저 탐체다 리제나 갈라바지나 샘지나 차카 지르와 요그리시 샘 세르게다 천라즈리도 룽미보 숙진 거다라선 적가 말이시 샘 세르게다 울롱라프테 요너리 롱 샘니가 지르와 히바니가 지르와 체그리 다 울롱도 까나프테 요너리 리고 다 작금 탐체라 기스르금 지르와 요게리 디네나 갈라바그네나야 짜침보즈 그제 답시르탄 그잡전만 요그리다 짜침보즈 요리 디네나 다 로롱거죠 유직 짜다식 히바가 상록단식 히바 롱다 짜다니 까차나만 저지기 티짜 치아 탐식한테는
짜시요
사감 지르바탄다 착그리시 다나 다 짜다 세모니감 지르바요는 말이시나 때에 요그 말이시나 세가 짜가 세모야데 짜가 차거던다야 다고 생구 초로 명거 말이시 세모에 가서 응르체가 다 짜가 제스던다야 코데는 세맘 지르바요그 말이나 코 데르드 명거 말이시 또 만사즈 글리 간상가나야 셈거 마케 바블론타 셈 리차가가 다 지르바 미차스탄이 요는 말이시 오야 다 가다 적 응르체가 마칸 루틴다 젠카체 티 울롱의 남 단송의 메퍼슨 송나 셈의 티 울롱의 연준존들이지 그거 응르체가 라파담 리담 지르와 요는 말이 라파담 지르와 요 그립지나 응르체가 다나 라파다나 마미가 버데 셈 니드 거그레다 예대연가 말이지 응르체가 다션다 마다시티 메카 송나 라판등등 요는리 지르와 로가지기 예체가 말이 니 삼나한테 해서 그지
So you asked a very difficult question because when we say the brain, we are not only speak about the brain. Actually, the mind connected with the whole body, and we don't only say the mind connected with the brain, and then how this mind is connected with the whole body. we have channel was in our body, and we have wind was running on in all this channel, and our mind, our consciousness is connected with the wind. So when you see, what's the connection with the mind and with the brain, actually we can say, we come to the real part is what's the relationship between the mind and the whole body, not only brain. And for the whole body, only the hair and the nail not directly connected with our mind. When we cut the nails, when we cut off our hair, we don't experience suffering. We don't feel painful. Otherwise, all other places you want to pick or cut, we will feel so much suffering in our mind. But then, if you say, if the mind has something directly with the brain, then when people passed away, you can see the brain, the body still here. Then the person already died. Then why this happened? Because as we said, the wind was running on the channel. And the channel inside the wind, we have consciousness. When the people died, the consciousness ran away. Then the wind also blown away. Then only channel lived. The body and the brain lived. Then the person are totally died. So, if we see which is the connection, they really connected. The mind really connected with the whole body, including the mind, and the connecting things between the mind and the body is the wind in the channel. Yeah.
这个对马子把当个这个long的sem年就是 long的密从呢 sem 密从呢到第二个也切什么些呢，叫起马克些呢，到刚是人呢到人呢些呢是些个热些，刚是人物呢 sem 些的 sem 个错外人这呢会呢，上个个门个他所以呢第二个用呢，六头个用个用嘛的，可 sem 个到个第二个用个用的 sem 到 long 一个追的用那个第二个用个用这 sem 些的到没看上那也 sem 没不是 long 的这些呢 sem 刚是我这个单呢说话是没看上呢，我这个单呢没看上是 sem 没把落上是咱们这没个单呢等着应该的，刚是很多就可我个上了可 sem 没不是 long 单呢这是南看呢真单这是跟着上游的嘛的，刚是说大 sem 个到不错了的这么个这些 唱个个马来人我这个他小会呢多个年生那个娘的呢吕布他不对这个娘个嘛的 sem 个马来个他做呢 sem 个对这个咱们娘唱的人会对不上啊这
So, if you keep going on, say if we are died, then the wind ran away, the mind ran away, then we'll have nothing will follow with this. No, the experience, the feeling of suffering, the happiness is still follow with us. Then it will come into two paths. One is from inside vision. One is from outside vision. For the dead, from outside we will say, this person, the wind ran away, the mind ran away from this body. He is died. He is finished. We think he is not exist anymore. But from the third person, his idea is totally different. He will see, he will still experience suffering and happiness. His mind still is keep going on. This same like when we are asleep, we will have dream. And when we have dreams, our body doesn't suffering or doesn't feel happy or suffering, but our mind we will feel happy or suffering in the mind. And from outside, body is there, it doesn't do anything, but from the mind will still experience suffering and happiness. The same things happened with the dead people. We see their body, they leave the corpse there, they don't do anything, but inside, actually, the consciousness of this person was still keep going keep going on the suffering and the happiness.
다른 것이 출력자진나 점말이 칩시마서 마크다 다나가지고 시르기다 내르기게 됐다서 마크 출력지지 점말이 추시르기도 먹고 지나야 다대야 지나 척거리다 당을차게 셔고이 정나 다 샘컴고 토고도 마크 시르고나야 시탑고 말이 소소나 요너리지 다른 것이 디나나 요츠 탐적고 다다 얼마나 디르도 대라 마크시나 대라 마크 지나 척고다 도르고 마크 세카냐는 말이 도르고 얼마나 디르도 명거리지 도르고 얼마나 디르도 ngircha kmarna ka sida ngircha kmarna ka da kansa daga tana darmalam ko chorwa time youngari chepshe ma sirji da ndama tapshe ma sirji tanda shakris.
So if we say for normal people they don't accept the idea we have future lifetimes. They think, oh, we only have this lifetime and then the future finished. When we died, finished. But if you really speak in the 深看心理学这个英语单词怎么说 ？psychological。psychological。
Same with cam.
Yeah.
Consciousness.
Consciousness 这个是指心的意识，但是它是从心理学的角度。
Psychology.
Yeah, psychology. If we speak in psychology way, we cannot say, oh, we dead, nothing happened. From the psychology way, the people will still experience happiness and suffering, and we can know from the dreams. Now, we are not in dream, we are in daytime. We cannot say we have dream now, but we cannot negative. We cannot say, oh, we will not have dreams tonight. We cannot say in this way. Tonight, when we go to sleep, we will have dreams again. And we don't have dreams now, but don't mean we will not have dreams during night time when we are sleeping.
I read books on mind in English, and there are some. I found one book from Tuku Urgyen Rinpoche that's very beautiful, and there's one aspect that I kind of want to get here. I found it really interesting and beautiful to talk about mind being devoid of tangibility. It's sort of doesn't have a physical. So it's called either empathy, how you call it. And they talk about mind being cognizant, meaning we have the ability to know everything, to know whatever there is. And the third aspect I found interesting is mind, they have an unconfined capacity. And the Tibetan word for that is called tukje. In English it's called Tukje. Tukje. Yeah. It's called ability to know, and also that word also means kind. Is that so? So what it means is that it's really ask one to be kind is to ask a person to activate the loving aspect of their capacity.
I didn't really catch it.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
So the question is, the loving aspect. So does that mean that with the mind is really the free, you have the capacity to know whatever there is. So if you're really awakened, then your mind is vast, is not limited. And what it takes that is to be kind. So the word, because Tibetan word is somewhat dense, right? Could means many things. So the word that tukje means capacity, also used for kind. Is that good?
Is that
투지, 거기 ninja 친구 투지 세요. 이나야나 나 거기서 시야 다다양 거면서 투지는 그 동리에서는 야 되게 침바양 세요. 침바다 되게 compassion 세요. I get lost with her Christian actually.
So if I'm not mistaken, are you asking about the ability of mind to
know, to capacity, right?
Right, the capacity to understand every phenomena.
Sort of, yeah, the capacity. But that word itself to express the capacity, also the word to be kind. So if that means that being kind of being good is the foundation of unlocking that capacity.
To be kind,
yeah.
to be compassionate.
Yeah.
Is this the way to unlock the potential of your mind? Or 닝지 제야 좀 말해 tuk지 뭐라게 tuk지 스페주다 서 닝지 제야 셈바 상고 제야 디기 가서래 디트버지 레스타 자긴 저지
I cannot. I still didn't. Can you speak in very simple way? So the omniscient ability has some connection with compassion or not? Is your question? Yeah, okay.
Yes, so I understand that kind of...
your question, can you make it in very simple way as I described? You mean the omniscient ability has some connection with the compassion or not? Can I make it concrete in this way?
The Tibetan word, the tuje.
Yeah, does tuje has a connection with omniscient ability or not? Right?
Right.
Okay. 거기에서 니래 나저 침바로 봐 침바다 이게 투제 권이 제와 간제시 말해 제와 간제시
투제다 그래
투제다 침바 제와 간제시 아
담제와 희그래고 되게 침바 세제도 찾아리비디고 침바 세제도 심진다 상르기고 예와리지 심진 세제도 다 인거적은 도착 시에다 또 문가르김 적도금 산입 미히즈 얘기나 심진지그리지 다 도착 시에다 또 목소금 산입이 희니 소소고 르르기들 접지 탑송는거 심지 람신 산입 약과 희송들라 다 키르니세 김바스그리지 드리지 김바드리지
So Rinpoche explained the omniscient Chimba knows everything to you first. He said, actually, Chimba is the burden for Buddha and the normal sentient beings. If people knows the real reality of the five poison and know how to change the five poison, then they become Buddha. If they don't know how to do it, then they are still between the normal sentient beings. So, Chimba means the omniscient is the ability of a Buddha. Once you have the, if you know the reality, the suchness, right? If you know the suchness of the five poison, then you will get the ability to knowing everything. Okay. If we don't study very hard in Dharma, it will be very hard for us to get the ability of knowing everything, means the Chimba, the omniscient ability. For example, if we want to see the sun, if today is cloudy, it's very cloudy, we can talk about the sun and not, but still we cannot see the sun.
Oh, yeah. 다음 김바디 최전고 투지리 다 투지 연카체 식다나 다 ngър책 투지 세르기도 쇼 회르나 다 교원라즈나 교원 첨보즈 요나 교거 접주 마히나 난라즈 그 교거 교원들라 교원들 요원들 때 요원들 교원들가 저 로르집샷나 교거 접주디 희송나 교거 get데 약과리 촌나달라 투지 세게 요원들에시 나바즈 옛나 만바달라 만바가 투지디 나바다가 만바다 yapshat 만바다가 나바다 무존이 만 약과이 나다 적차르디 만바가 투지리스.
for example, if you are a person with lots of faults, but you don't know your faults, but I know, then I tell you, you have this kind of fault, I tell you, and you listen to me, and you started how to change your thoughts, how to change your mind. Then finally you listen to me, you really clean, purified yourself, you changed your thoughts. Then this my compassion, this my tuje. If, for example, she is a patient, she has a disease, I tell her, you have this kind of disease, you have to take this medicine, that medicine, and she listened to me. She takes the medicine, she takes the treatment, and her disease was cured. Then this, you can see, this is the ninja, this is the compassion of the doctor of me.
Okay, right. So we talk about we're obscured, right? We have a lot of obscurations, normal sentient being, and we need to work on clear those obscurations, and then also the path also talk about accumulations of merit, accumulation of wisdom. So on the accumulation of merit aspect, how would a lay person or a normal sentient being, what's your advice on? I'm sure there are many things, but what would be one of your heartfelt advice for accumulation of merit?
So you are talking at first. You're talking that we have obstacles. Mumba yorba, mumba diki se goina, kona cho nisa gorba, kongi tadanga diki jikdang miser, da misoina, nga chu kanzi joina, nga cho nisa to ere.
Mare cho ni na lo ne accumulation of merit giwasaya jumare. Manzo giwasaya, giwele saya, tami gyumachi to ne any giwele saya la any Rinpoche gi lamdyo khare yosa. So you are seeking some suggestion about
worldly ways of, do good things, you're good, and they're just offerings to many different ways. But for a lay person or for just a more normal sentient being, what is the more important things to focus on?
Okay, I think I roughly catched your mean. Kongi di sondeyo, koma di sondeyo. Ngaso dimo yorba. Ngaso dusum yorba. Shedang dimo. Demo yorba. Demo yoina. Ri muba yorba. Muba yoina ngaso cho nisa gorba. Cho nisa ra jidan cho nisa na tapsi jami ja yore. Da kisi hona ko jikdang dudushina ko chu juning minda ko jaba jomo meina. 내가 가르치는 컨트롤이 야보사도 그래.
that's serious. 다 매우 싫던가 매우 샤기오레지. 님모 또선 거 모바 시르게도 अर्गेवांदरी मर्गेवांदरी सामजिस के खाकापशी माके छका शिगितान तिलर मोबासिनरीसी तार गेवांदरी मर्गेवांदरी सामजितिnya येवापशी हिसोनतिन मारमोबासिनरीसी
so if you talk about the English
만전 통나 니 만전 통나 뜨기는리 너 만전 통나 매인들이 상지 예외없이 희송나 마음마시는리지 만은 뜨고뭐 마가 가다가 사마 심청가 사마 사자 일단 모바리스 게라머게
So if you want to know to quickly make a marriage, you should know what's the virtual deals, what's the non-virtual deals. If you know the difference between them, like if you know what's the poison food, what's the health food, then you know only take health food. Once you can know exactly what's the non-virtual deals and what's the virtual deals, then you can quickly make the marriage. That can make a very simple way to describe it. Do you eat meat?
가다 저게 가사가 연나시. 심신 어장 저게 가사를 거나 심신 대야 어느 쪽잡다 가사를 거르는 거 너무 마피아나 가사카냐는 말이지. 하다 마조나 쿠카 마조나 심신 대가 느끼는 말이 삼지스 그 삼밥 상월기 어디 챤치고 심 삼밥 상월 세그리지. 하다 sultan은 대가 느끼 하다 마조는 대가 느끼 merki 삼지들 기와데 merki 기와시니리지.
So you make a rough example. If you are eating meat, if you don't kill animals, you don't get the meat. If you want to eat meat, then definitely there has a kidney in the backside. So you know if you eat meat, this idea will stand by the killing animals. You don't eat meat, you already make a good marriage. I quickly stopped because now time will run off and some people still want to ask questions. They don't get any opportunity. I see somebody try to ask questions. Maybe they already left.
Oh, I think we should wrap up this talk here, and then after that, membership will be made a few more minutes or 10 more minutes here, so we can ask personally ask questions. We can just wrap up the talk here. Yeah, and then we can ask personally.
这个空给上头的体重，大家几家做的人呢？的有时的later这个，你是说以后他们还可以问问题是吗？
Yeah, this is just a finish here. Should we? And then if you have more questions, you can ask.
We have to clear the room.
Not now, but we have 10 more minutes left. So.
干嘛就有的可看吧的萝卜看羊看着怕去拿出怕这个的那干嘛就那么给吃吃吃的
So thank you so much for being here and giving us a talk. Thank you so much.
干嘛就 so Konso care get you know but today you didn't ask a question. You said you asked a question about the nuns.
Yeah, but then so many questions already, so I just opportunities
Thank you. Yeah.
So who wanted to ask a question? Somebody else?
Yeah.
From Mahayana perspective, Buddha treats all sentient beings equally, but as a human beings, and for many years or maybe thousands of years, we have the education like some animals, they are very, very bad. For example, mosquitoes, cockroach, and some animals like elephant, they are very good. But how can we treat them equally? And can Rinpoche give some suggestion how to change the mind?
Yeah, good question. But then,
every time when I see mosquito, I try to kill it. But now because I'm a Tibetan Buddhist, I try to ignore.
I will translate the question for you, but I also inform you here. On 7th afternoon, Rinpoche will give, especially give teaching about the Ngachong, Kampu Nganchong. He's teaching about the bodhicitta. So he will give the oral instruction about the bodhicitta on 7th. If you have interest, you go to this serious teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, on 7th. And I will transfer your question first. Kongi, ngazo jikdai na, ngazo chu zhuyin na, ngazo taijing ge chu zhuyin na, semjen changma zhanzhari, ngazo changma danyama ge dawa singore. Ina yang na, da lo dong chare, da pare na, ngazo ge samno dai na, huana digi bu, ngazo soja na bu zuo hua re, digi nambo qing na, semjen yabo re, ngazo di 打我生的有人，这个打啊，做这个说家给不都是那个说谁的有可给打打啊，学家那不马赛，这个说哪个生的有，但其实人那样呢，打三千战争呢，俺娘们说来呢，看着是三千多马街呢，我嘛这个三千战争俺什大都给那看着结果的。
啊，打说个300张我个个说个欠三个拍嘛这个这样子看到票用呢，人的这个人的这个是他多嘛的是。三千拍入过来的你个欠从，说是个dungar个生多嘛是，但我现在是因那dungar多嘛，别人多个人，拍入过三千来多几的大的是。
So in short way, you really think you see all of us want to be happy, and other sentient beings they also want to be happy. So if you do something to harm other people, you try to stand in their to put your foot in their shoes. They also really want to happy. If you can put your feet in other people's shoes, then you will think, oh, we all need happy. Then we treat them equal. In a very short way, you can try.
Thank you. Quickly, 就是你们monastery do you take lay people that I mean taking lay people 就是中年要出家的。
有啊，多得很，有非常多，也可以不出家，作为居士在那里一直学习也可以。We don't ask you have to become monks and nuns. You can only study here. No, you can study there in whole life stays. Lay Buddhist, never mind.
Tibetan 就是藏语的学习的。If they want to learn Tibetan.
Oh, they're full of Tibetan people. You just study from there. There's so many classes. Just go ahead. Everybody teach. Yeah.
Also accepting English or other foreign languages as the first language or the primary study language has been non-Chinese.
Foreigner?
Yeah, foreign.
So far, there are not too many foreigners in Yaqing. But anyway, for the study opportunity, it's free. It's open for everyone. Doesn't matter you're Buddhist monks, you're outside, you're staying there. No, it's all equal for everyone, open for everyone. 我看见这样给，俺说，我请不了上节目，是要去所去的，去节目马上那样去做去的，积极这样呀。I said you are old or young, everything, everybody is the same. You can come for study. Like if you're old, you're young, you want to study, then everybody can go for study. The same in the Dharma way. Doesn't matter you're old, you're young. Everybody, you're monks, you're nuns, you're neighbors, whoever you want to study, you can. The opportunity is open for everyone. Yeah.
Jason,